Sometimes, a little madness makes life more interesting. These crazy facts may seem unbelievable, but they reveal amazing things we often overlook. Fact 1. Jack Black is the son of rocket scientists. He may have enrolled in the School of Rock, but his parents were in a school of a completely different kind. His parents, Thomas William Black and Judith Love Cohen, were satellite engineers who worked on the Hubble Space Telescope. Fact 2. Silent Hill is based on a real place. If you're looking for nightmare fuel, the eerie psychological horror game is actually based on a real place. If you're a brave soul, you might want to visit the abandoned town of Centralia, Pennsylvania. Travelers who have visited confirmed the Silent Hill-esque unsettling feel. Fact 3. The inventor of Vaseline used to eat it. Robert Chesebrew invented Vaseline in 1872 as a medicinal product. Chesebrew discovered that oilfield workers would use rod wax or residue from oil rig pumps on wounds and cuts. He took samples from the field and eventually patented Vaseline in 1872. It is said that Chesebrew ate a spoonful of Vaseline every day until he died at 96. Fact 4. Fender could not play guitar. When you hear Fender, you would automatically think of instruments and all things music. However, Fender actually started as a radio repair service. Fender only started manufacturing instruments in the early 1940s, releasing the first mass-produced electric guitar, the 1950 Telecaster. It may seem ironic, but Leo Fender never actually learned to play guitar. Instead, his craft was electronics. Fact 5. Watching horror movies can help boost weight loss. If you want to lose weight fast, you might want to consider a marathon of a different kind. Sure, a physical run can get your heart beating fast, but horror movies have a similar effect. Fear and adrenaline increase our heart rate, boosting how much calories we burn. However, lack of sleep can slow down our metabolism and cancel out the effect. This isn't recommended for people who scare easily. Fact 6. Throwing spices at a single person is a tradition in Denmark. If you are still single by your 25th birthday in Denmark, people will strap you to a chair and throw cinnamon at you. Sounds like a torture method of nightmares, but it's an actual Danish tradition. Once you hit 30 and still haven't had any luck in the relationship department, their ammo of choice will upgrade to pepper. Are they marinating single people to make them yummier for other people? Who knows? Fact 7. The man who invented pop-up ads regrets it. Ethan Zuckerman invented pop-up ads in the late 90s while working for Tripod.com. He has since apologized for inventing the most annoying internet tool in history. Fact 8. Aladdin was based on Tom Hanks. No, Tom Hanks was clearly not a mischievous Middle Eastern boy with big dreams. However, when Disney first animated the Middle Eastern folktale in 1992, they based Aladdin's looks on Tom Cruise's features. Fits right in with the crazy facts that sound made up, but are actually true. Fact 9. Hunting unicorns is legal in Michigan. Say what you will about the existence of unicorns, but the Lake Superior State University definitely thinks they're legit. W.T. Bill Rabe established the Unicorn Hunters in 1971 as a PR stunt for the Michigan University. During this time, LSSU offered a unicorn hunting license until Rabe's retirement in 1987. Fact 10. The inventor of the web rotary press was killed by his own invention. A rotary printing press prints images curved around a cylinder. William Bullock invented an improved version of the printing press in 1836. While making adjustments one day, his leg got caught and crushed in the machine. Bullock contracted gangrene and later died during surgery to amputate his leg. Fact 11. It's not confirmed whether Humpty Dumpty was an egg. Humpty Dumpty may be depicted as a living egg, but it's not really mentioned in the lyrics that he was an egg. In fact, earlier images of Humpty Dumpty depicted a young boy instead of a human-like egg. Talk about crazy facts that will ruin your childhood. Fact 12. The inventor of glow sticks didn't know they were used at parties for decades. Edwin Chandro's chemistry studies led to the invention of glow sticks in 1969. However, the scientist didn't know that his work was being used at parties until 2013. Fact 13. Being on time is rude in Venezuela. Chronically late people rejoice. While some cultures, such as the Japanese, practice extreme punctuality, usually arriving an hour before the meeting time, Venezuelans consider anything less than 15 minutes late to be rude. For Venezuelans, arriving on the dot or even a few minutes before means you're too eager and greedy. Fact 14. Jeff Bezos' father was a unicyclist in a circus. It may sound far-fetched, but Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' biological father was a circus performer and bike shop owner. He was born Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen on January 12, 1964. Later on, his mother divorced Jorgensen and took on Mike Bezos' name. Fact 15. Only two animals enjoy spicy food. Humans and tree shrews are the only known species to seek out spice. Next time you chicken out of those extra hot wings, you can be assured there's nothing wrong with you. Fact 16. The Earth used to be purple. Green is seen as a symbol of life, but scientists claim that the earliest life on Earth might have been purple. Currently, chlorophyll molecules create the greenish hue of organisms. However, scientists theorize that ancient microbes may have used a different molecule to harness sun rays, giving organisms a violet hue instead. Fact 17. Pumbaa was the first Disney character to fart. This rambunctious warthog takes Hakuna Matata to another level. Pumbaa was the first ever Disney character to fart on screen. No worries, indeed. Fact 18. The Earth has a waistline. The Earth is not a perfect sphere, instead, it is an oblate spheroid. Scientists discovered that the Earth has a different size towards the equator. Back then, it was slimmer towards the equator and larger towards the north and south poles. However, they recently observed that the Earth has been bulging at the equator. Global warming is cited as the main factor, since the glacier melting redistributes oceanic mass throughout the planet. Fact 19. The first thing ever sold on the internet was a bag of weed. Nowadays, e-commerce is a dominant market. Who wouldn't want to get anything at the click of a button? However, you'd be surprised that the earliest sale transaction on the internet was of weed. Recorded in the 70s, the stash was negotiated between Stanford and MIT students. Fact 20. In France, women could take their husbands to court for impotence. The Middle Ages is no stranger to crazy facts, and this is just one of them. In the 16th century France, women had the right to take their impotent husbands to court. There, his genitals would be examined by a group of priests and midwives who would try to get it erect. Fact 21. Walmart has a lower acceptance rate than Harvard. Walmart once had over 23,000 applications for 600 jobs in D.C. With those numbers, the Walmart acceptance rate was at 2.6%. This makes it twice as hard as getting into Harvard and over 5 times harder than getting into Cornell. Fact 22. Someone paid $10,000 for invisible artwork. The art world can be crazy. Remember that time when people thought a pair of glasses left on a museum floor was an art piece? Like, they took photos and observed it and all? Apparently, it doesn't end there. In 2011, an art collector once paid $10,000 for oxygen. Fresh Air was an invisible sculpture created by actor James Franco. It's basically what the name says, an endless tank of oxygen. Fact 23. The longest cigar in the world is as long as a football field. Jose Castellacaro, locally known as Cueto, rolled the world's longest cigar in 2016. At 295 feet long, the cigar, nicknamed Habano, is almost the length of an entire football field. Fact 24. A U.S. town had a 3-year-old mayor. In August 2012, Robert Bobby Tufts became the mayor of Dorset, Minnesota at 3 years old. Tufts was town mayor until 2014, when he lost to 16-year-old Eric Mueller. However, Tufts' brother James also got elected at 3-year-old in August 2015. Fact 25. Barry Manilow didn't write his hit song, I Write the Songs. One of the more ironic crazy facts, Barry Manilow did not write his 70s hit, I Write the Songs. Instead, the song was written by Bruce Johnston, a member of the Beach Boys. Fact 26. 1 in 9 Americans think HTML is an STD. According to a 2014 study, about 11% of the American population believes that HTML is a sexually transmitted disease. The markup web language actually stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Fact 27. I agree to the terms and conditions really does take a lot of time to read. On average, it would take 76 8-hour workdays to read all the online privacy policies you agree to in 1 year. Now we're sure that no one ever reads them. Fact 28. Finland is the happiest country in the world. According to the UNESCO World Happiness Report of 2019, Finland has been the world's happiest country for 2 consecutive years. The data is based on citizens asked to rate their life from 1 to 10. Interestingly, Finland is closely followed by other European countries such as Denmark, Norway, Iceland, and the Netherlands. Must be something in the air there. Fact 29. South Sudan is the least happiest country. If you observe the UNESCO World Happiness Report, you'd notice the trend of third world countries ranking significantly less. It only makes sense, since these countries often have harsher living conditions than first world countries. Fact 30. 91% of men and 84% of women have fantasized about murder. Out of 5,000 participants from around the world, 91% of men and 84% of women admitted to fantasizing about murder in an early 2000 study. Fact 31. The average American breast size increased in the last 20 years. According to a study with 60,000 participants, the average American bra size has increased from 34B to 34DD. That's about 3 full sizes up. Fact 32. British teens think Sherlock Holmes is a real person. A British study on teens revealed that 10 out of 3,000 respondents believed that Sherlock Holmes was an actual historical figure. Fact 33. Internet trolls are highly likely to be sadists. Have you ever read an online comment that was so awful, it made you wonder what went wrong with the person who wrote it? Turns out, scientists may have the answer. Based on a content analysis of internet trolls, scientists link their behavior to sadism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. Fact 34. Shrooms can help smokers quit. One of the crazy facts you definitely shouldn't try at home, according to a 2014 study, 12 out of 15 addicts were able to quit smoking through magic mushrooms. For 3 sessions, the chronic smokers were treated with psychedelic mushrooms. Surprisingly, the 80% success rate dwarfed the 35% success rate of leading treatment drugs. Fact 35. 2/3 of vegetarians in America eat meat. A 2003 study by the U.S. Department of Agriculture revealed that 66% of self-proclaimed vegetarians eat meat. For the first week, they randomly phoned 13,313 Americans to ask their diet preferences. A week later, they phoned back to ask whether the vegetarians had eaten meat in the last 24 hours. Fact 36. 4 out of 10 Canadians would choose bacon over sex. According to a 2010 study by Maple Leaf Foods Incorporated, 43% of Canadians preferred bacon over sex. How's that for crazy facts? Can you relate? Fact 37. The Japanese population includes the cyber homeless, people who live in internet cafes. Out of a population of 126.5 million, about 4,000 Japanese residents live in 24-hour internet cafes. According to a 2018 government survey, about 15,000 people stay at internet cafes daily, 4,000 of which are homeless. 37.1% of travelers also stay in the internet shops instead of a hotel. Fact 38. A Madagascar tribe ritual requires dancing with dead loved ones. The Malagasy tribe of Madagascar has a tradition of dancing with dead relatives as part of the Famadihana funeral process. Once every 7 years, they would recover their ancestors' dead bodies from their graves, dress them in fresh cloth, and dance around the tomb. Fact 39. Spain has the world's biggest food fight once a year. Also known as the biggest food fight in the world, La Tomatina is a Spanish festival held on the last Wednesday of August each year. The La Tomatina tradition began in 1945, when a food fight broke out in a parade at a town square. From the name itself, the festival had people throwing tomatoes at each other. La Tomatina got banned in the early 1950s. However, after a somewhat comical protest involving citizens carrying a huge tomato in a coffin, the festival was allowed again. Fact 40. According to Greek traditions, tossing children's loose teeth to a roof brings good luck. The Greeks have always been known for their own way of doing things. In some cultures, children keep their loose teeth under pillows to swap for cash from the tooth fairy. However, the Greeks had their children throwing loose teeth onto roofs. Yeet!